Hi there, I'm Kim Sedgwick.
And I'm Amy Sedgwick of Red Tent Sisters.
And ecosex.ca. Today we're answering a question someone wrote in and said, how do I choose a condom? There's so many out there. And it's true, like when you go into the drugstore, there's like this massive wall and they have these weird terms like sensey thin and ribbed for her pleasure. And it's like, okay, how do I know if I'm actually going to be pleasured by these ribs? Right? So the first thing we always suggest is if you can shop somewhere where you can buy single condoms. So you're not buying a pack of 12 and then after one being like, well, I'm never going to use these again.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different factors that go into finding a condom that's right for you. So the first one is size. You might have seen the demonstrations that they do in health class where they show how long and stretchy condoms are. And it's true that they do accommodate a variety of different sizes. But that said, size is still an issue and they do come in different sizes, both in terms of the width and the length. But also some are contoured more at the head, some aren't. So yeah, size will really make a difference in terms of the comfort.
And also the efficacy, because if they're going to break because they're too small, or they're going to slip off because they're too big, large, then they're not really going to do their job.
Yes, exactly.
So size is really important.
Yeah, not just for comfort, but also, exactly for efficacy. The other thing we hear from a lot of people is allergies, that the condoms actually cause an allergic reaction or are irritating, which makes sense for two reasons. So one is there's a possibility of a latex allergy. Most condoms, of course, being made out of latex, but there are more and more brands being made that are made from non-latex. So if that's an issue, certainly you can find options for you. The other issue being most condoms are lubricated, of course, because if they're not lubricated, there's more chance of them breaking because if there's no lubrication, the friction.
Yeah.
So they put lubricant on condoms. Most lubricants have parabens, but also glycerin. Glycerin, sugar, yeast infection, not great for women, and just generally chemicals that you can be allergic to. So some ways to get around that. They do sell non-lubricated condoms. They're not super easy to get, but they do exist. So that would be one option, and then you can add your own lubricant. And then another option would be to go with a company that has lubricant on it that's paraben and glycerin free. So some favorites of ours, Glide, really love this brand. They're also vegan. You might be wondering, vegan, what does that have to do with condoms? Most condoms have a milk protein in them, so for people who are vegan, that is a consideration. So the Glide ones are vegan, as are the Sir Richards, which also, I just love the packaging. Like how cute is that? I was going to say make a cute accessory in your wallet, but that's not where you should keep condoms. Because yes, if you keep it in your wallet, especially for guys that they're keeping in their back pocket, get warm. And heat
is break down the
exactly.
There you
it's
go.
not a good place to keep them. But those are a couple of our favorite brands if you're trying to find ones with a better lubricant on them.
Well, also Sir Richards gives away condoms.
Exactly. They're such a cute company. So the idea behind Sir Richards is for every box of condoms purchased, then they'll donate one. So that's really cool there. Another company, or a couple brands, Crown and Kimono are both Japanese companies. And the reason why that's kind of relevant is in Japan, they have much more rigorous testing. So they're super, super thin. Crown's slogan is the closest thing to nothing at all. So one of the most popular brands in terms of the thinness of them. Thin, but less chance of breaking because, as I said, they just have this more rigorous control around it. So that's another consideration is how thin the condom is, especially for guys who find that the reduced sensation is problematic. So the thinner the condom, generally speaking, the better.
Great. So we've addressed the size and the sensation. So what about all these like flavored and ribbed? What are your thoughts on those?
Good question. So in terms of the flavored ones, my concern with flavored is that often they've got chemicals in them. So they're flavored with all kinds of stuff that's not great. Glide does make flavored condoms. So that's an option, especially if you're using them for safer oral sex. So that would be a great option. And then in terms of rib for her pleasure, of course, there's some women who are going to like that, but I just feel like generally speaking, that's not the case. I certainly don't like them, and I feel like I've heard from a lot of our customers that they've tried them and just find it irritating more than anything. So I feel like it's a bit gimmicky. So if you want to just try one, but I wouldn't go out and buy a whole box of them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Great.
So I think those are some of the considerations that you can keep in mind when you're finding the right condom for you. We hope that's helpful. If you've got a question, make sure to send it to the sisters at redtentsisters.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter, and make sure to sign up for our newsletter to find out what's happening in the sisterhood. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.